USA lead the Party Poker Mosconi Cup by 3 points to 2. Plenty for Ted, Carl and myself to talk about on Off the Rail. Yes, welcome to Alexandra Palace, where Ted Lerner and Carl Boys have once again joined me for another episode of Off the Rail. Last night, Ted, we saw USA go down 2-0, but then stage a brilliant fight back, and they lead the Mosconi Cup for the first time in 6 years.
First of all, can I get a round of applause for my...
I knew this would come
Come on.
I knew it would
Come
come
on.
in.
I called it 3-2. I did call it 3-2.
I did agree with you, Ted, as well.
You did, for the Americans. But I mean,
Carl,
that was a
what did
little...
you say?
I said 4-1 to Europe.
And how did that work out?
Well, 3-2. Ted won.
Come
Ted,
on, after 8
Well done,
years
well
of...
done,
Thanks,
well
man. Thanks. I wasn't asking for a handshake. I was just tapping in.
At 2-0 up to Europe,
We all
4-1
thought-
looked on the cards.
Yeah, we all thought it was going to be like a bit of a disaster, but obviously Tyler Styler put on a great show.
Yeah, Tyler, what a revelation there. And he represents exactly what Johan has been talking about and trying to get the Americans to do, is like, don't get too involved in the hype. Yeah. See, last year at the Mandalay, they were just, going crazy on every ball going in or every, just winning one game in a match. But, Tyler was, you could see he was just like in the middle of the storm. He's the eye of the hurricane. He represents that whole philosophy perfectly. It was just going crazy around him. The crowd was going nuts. And he's just there, calm as could be. And what a run out in that last round.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair to say he had a bit of run of the ball early on, but
True.
What he did do is, after making an easy mistake on the 2 ball, he held himself together and he pulled off some big shots. And I just thought it did change the night, and it spurred the rest of the players on. And I think
Definitely.
America looked such a unit, and I think that's why it's 3-2.
We'll look at it in a little bit of depth in a few minutes, Carl, but Shane Van Boning, Ted, have you seen him like that much passion at the end of a match as we saw at the end of the day?
Yeah, and I think, again, let's go back to Tyler. That's Tyler spurring on the team. And then Shane was, can I say it? Was he literally? No, he was figuratively. He was on fire, Nick. He wasn't literally. If he had walked by and gotten his shirt caught on fire with one of them pyrotechnics, he would have literally been on fire.
It's like 10 years of hurt, though. Roughly 10 years of hurt.
Yeah,
all the pain that you could see it just all come out. In that moment.
He was in the zone, definitely. How about Corey Deuel? Corey Deuel was great in that the doubles match with Shane. He looked very good. So I mean, we have a battle on our hands. Let's not. We can't just talk up USA though. I mean, Europe played pretty good too. And they had a few things go against them, but we have a battle on our hands. This is going to be fun.
They did a quick word on Europe. Neil's fine, first of all. We're not used to seeing him lose at the Mosconi Cup. And then the 2 rookies, we said yesterday it was bold of Marcus Chamat to pair them together. Carl, with hindsight, was that a mistake?
I don't think it's a mistake. I think because he went so strong, and obviously at 2-0, you're obviously thinking, is it going to be 3-0? But there was still 2-1 up. You know what I mean? But I just think, I know Clenty is the world number 1, but if you've not played in that arena, on that table in front of the crowd, it's like you're a newbie, And I'm not saying they played bad, I don't mean that, but they just didn't look too good together for my liking.
Yeah, I think maybe in hindsight he might not have wanted to put them together so early. Maybe the rookies could have played with somebody who was put Kazakas with Jason or something like that.
Well, let's hear what the captains themselves think, because after last night's play, they both spoke to our roving reporter, Jake Asby.
Johan, what a day. USA won their first session in 6 years. Just how does that feel?
Great. Absolutely amazing. After 2-0 down, you don't really expect, you hope, but you don't expect Tyler to beat Niels because he's such a great player. And of course, Tyler's always a great player, never been in this environment. So, but he turned around and he played great. I think he beat Niels on his own weapons, the jumps were hugely important. And they stayed cool, and after that we were flying.
I'm really proud of the guys today. They played good. We're down 3-2, but it's still a long ways to go. So we keep working and doing the things we're doing, and I'm proud of the guys. They played good. Unfortunately, we didn't have luck on our side in a few matches, and that's all it takes. The American did take advantage of that, and that's part of the game.
Well, we came here to fight. being 2-0 down, I didn't feel that we played that bad. We had a scratch on the break, which was a bit unlucky, and we missed the 7-ball actually, and that was why it was 2-0 down. We didn't really shoot in the second match, so I felt that if we would get a chance, that we would do better, because we've done better the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months. So I wasn't panicking, but it doesn't feel good. But I'm glad that it turned around.
And I mean, we're playing good, so I'm not worried as far as if you look the way we've been playing.
Any day is important, any match is important, any ball is important. So and we realize that, and we know that we don't want to celebrate a day's victory too much. But hey, you can be happy of 2-0 down and turning it around. I mean, you got to be happy, you got to celebrate a little, and we will.
So that's what the captains think. Time now to get the thoughts in depth of Cole, boys. Cole, we'll start with the very first match, the team match, because USA actually could have taken an even bigger lead at the end of the night, because things didn't start as they would have planned in that team match.
No, 100%. I mean, as you can see here, it's 3-3. Skylar has got a really easy finish, but he just lets the cue ball. He wants the cue ball to come up into this direction, but he just lets it slide, and it's running, and it lands at a bit of a funny angle for him, which now means he has to play this shot really hard, and on a super fast table and really slidey, especially the Mosconi Cup table, this is what it's like, it can get away from you, the cue ball, and as you see after this shot, he doesn't hit it hard enough. More angle, play the shot with more finesse, he'd have got where he wanted, and this caused a mistake. And I was thinking, wow, no, because I thought he was going to come and play really good, and he took a good finish out in his first rack for the team, and as you can see here, it's not an easy shot, and he missed that by a long way. And at 3-3, it was such a big point. And Billy Thorpe then broke and ran the next rack, which would have given him the point, and it could be 4-1.
And then that took us to Hill, where you talk about big moments. Here's Jason Shaw with one of those shots of the night.
Yeah, I mean, he's broke off. He's been really unlucky where the 2 ball's gone, but very attacking shot here. He's playing this with loads of bottom, bank shot, and it was a fantastic shot, and it was a rack winner, and that was put Europe 1-0 up.
And then let's move on to talk about Tyler Steyer. We spoke about him yesterday, and tonight he really proved everything we spoke about.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about him in depth, and he's a very good QSC. You see a very good jump shot. As you can see, it's 3-2. And the 2-0 down, and he's playing Niels Fire, and he's pool idle, right? And I think he's a bit like his dad, if you like, in the pool terms. Very similar the way they stride around the table, not giving much away, as you can see there. And this jump shot here, fantastic jump shot. He also played another fantastic jump shot earlier on in the match. It's fair to say he had the roll of the ball, but he capitalised on it. And this next shot here, I actually thought he was going to just top the 3 ball in, leave the cue ball here and play a bank shot. But this shows you the confidence he's got in his cueing, because he's jacked up here. He's had to hit this shot so pure. And when I was watching it, I thought this is the shot that could sort of make or break. And it's such a big rack. And he hit this ball absolute perfect, and obviously run the rack out 4-2 on the hill, and that gave Niels Fire a question, and something that we're not used to seeing from previous years.
And for a rookie, how important to win your first point?
Oh, it's massive. I mean, I just think the way he cues the ball, he's got so much belief, the way he approaches it, and we've said this before, a great pick from Johan, and it proved to be the biggest point of the night for me.
And of course, at the end of the night, we saw that passion. If we just move it on to the very end of the final match, here's Shane Van Bonen with that winning 9, and then the reaction that him and the team have got.
Yeah, I mean, obviously after Tyler won his point, that gave Corey and Shane a lot of belief, and that's like all the years of hurt, if you like, all come out there. And because it was 2-2, he just went on there, and I think he was a bit more relaxed. Jason didn't do much wrong. He didn't really have a go, but Shane played well. And there you see 3-2, and look, he's the happiest he's probably ever been at a Mosconi Cup. And there you see the team. I just think they're gelling really well. They look really good as a team, proper unit, and I think it's going to be a very, very close cup.
Well, I think one of the things that makes them a team is Johan Roysink. He brings them together really well, and on the eve of the Mosconi Cup, he took the team skydiving. So, of course, we sent our roving reporter Jake Asby to follow them.
So, we're in Milton Keynes. Might wonder why we're here, but Team USA have decided to do a bit of team bonding just before the Mosconi Cup, just there behind me, indoor skydiving. So let's go inside and see what the guys are up to.
jacket's on.
You ready to be filmed, boys? Bit of indoor skydiving. How are we feeling?
I'm scared.
Nervous?
Ready.
Billy, Mosconi Cup or skydiving? What are you more nervous about?
Probably definitely Mosconi Cup for sure.
Corey, how you feeling?
Well, I'm going to let them know about all my heart conditions that I have and just making sure that it's okay that I do this.
Well, who's going to do the most flips then?
I'm gonna try to do a backflip for sure if I can get the hang of it.
Nervous, coach?
No, I'm not.
I need to read scared. Scared, aren't you?
I'm going first. I ain't scared. We're in there.
Who's going first then?
Tyler's going first. He's the rookie.
Ty, rookie first.
Rookie first. And then Corey because he's the most scared.
Who's getting nervous now?
Me?
Look at the hand.
Are you Corey?
I'm nervous.
Chin up and legs bent. Sean, legs bent.
Zoom in on the Hugo bosses. Zoom in on them.
Fresh.
Brand new.
Can't wait for them to fly off in the vent.
Correct toe.
Coach is ready first.
I might box you now, coach. Let's go.
Proper skydiving now.
Skydiving shoes.
He's a pro.
Skydiving shoes. Rockports.
They are definitely coming off.
Ultralight Rockports.
Corey, they are definitely flying off in the vent.
They're good company.
Those
These aren't Rockport
You got
ultralight.
some good shoes.
Corey, even you can't pull those off, mate.
Are these European shoes?
Special goggles on. Rocking.
My ears don't fit in this thing.
Come backwards and up and down the tunnel. Each time you come back, every visit you make to Iceland.
Corey, how you feeling now you've seen it?
He does. Obviously.
This is what I've been waiting for. He's got it.
Ready?
There you go.
He doesn't want to look.
Woo! Yes, baby. Johan, you and play all week.
Feel better now, Corey?
Not really.
No?
I think I need a massage now.
Oh, I didn't
You
get
wanted
to
to
go
go
up.
up,
I wanted to
didn't
go
you?
up so bad.
Yeah,
I think I could have done it.
yeah. Enjoy that?
Yeah. I was gonna push Billy and he was in there by himself.
Yeah, Team USA, they're having some great fun on the eve of the Mosconi Cup. Looking ahead to tonight's play, guys, we start with the fans' pick match. It's something brand new for the Party Poker Mosconi Cup. You guys at home have been voting. You still can at mosconicup.com for the players you'd like to see play tonight's first singles match. That's open till 5 o'clock UK time this afternoon. There's something new. We don't know. It takes out of control of the captains, but we think possibly Shane Van Bonen might take the nod for USA, which gives him the chance to extend their lead even further. So that's quite exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting for Team USA. They already, in the day one, took the crowd out somewhat. There was a bit of the air came out of the balloon in the arena, although everybody was still dancing and singing and having a great time. But just there was, and that was really, Tyler, then Shane, when he came on and won 2 in a row, the doubles and the singles. So that would be a massive boost if the USA could come out and make it 4-2. I mean, they would, at that point, they would really start to believe.
Let's talk a little bit about Europe, Carl. You've been in the changing room before, but not so often when you've been behind. What do you think the mood will have been like last night and this morning in Team Europe?
I think they'll still be all right. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of them matches, they didn't have the best run of the ball, but I think the difference is USA capitalised on it, as where previously they've made some more mistakes and not capitalised on it. So I think Marcus is all right. You know, it's 3-2. It's still all to play for, so it's not worrying signs just yet.
But Ted, they'll want to stop that momentum because that is so big in all sports.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you have to. How about if the USA comes out and wins 2 or 3? Then there'll be some serious pressure on. I think the general consensus among all of us that have watched it was that there is a fair amount of pressure on Europe at this point. And again, I keep going back to this whole philosophy of Johan telling the players, you don't become the hype. You let the hype swirl around you, and they did that to a T. I mean, it was dark days at 2-0.
Yeah, but you know what I think is going to happen tomorrow? Something that we've not seen for a long time. We've not seen the European fans having to sweat USA winning. So I think it might become more vocal and we might hear a lot more Europe. I remember in the early days, there was a lot of Europe. And I think the last few years, you've not really seen that. So I think tomorrow the crowd's going to get really involved because obviously we're losing.
Yeah, and I don't think it's really going to affect Team USA. They took the punches today from the crowd. They handled it really well. Yeah. And they're, look, you got the newbie, the rookie, Tyler Starr. If that didn't motivate Team USA, nothing would have. But he's the one. He's the spark.
And a chance for the 2 European rookies, because at least one of them's going to have to play singles today. We don't know what those matches are at the moment, but one of the rookies at least will have to play singles. A chance for redemption for Alex and for Clenty after that doubles match where it didn't go for them.
Yeah, I mean, the singles match is the one. When obviously you play the team, all your teammates are there, you play doubles, you've got somebody to sort of hold hands with if you like. But the singles one, there's something about it where you're waiting for your singles match. You're out there on your own. So both players, that is very new. So it's interesting to see what happens there.
Are you going to ask my prediction?
Go on then, you've got the mystic ball.
All right, let's see, 3-2, so why don't we try, I'm going to say 6, no, I'm going to go 5-5.
5-5?
5-5.
So you're taking Europe 3-2 for the session?
Yeah, I think we are in for an epic Mosconi Cup.
Your prediction?
I think it's on that fan's pick. It'd be really interesting to see who's chosen. If Shane goes out for USA, as we suspect that he's the favourite to win the fans' choice, they could really build some momentum tomorrow and take a big lead into day 3.
But also, don't you think, Carl, that it's in the Mosconi Cup, it ebbs and flows? I mean, these are long days, and it takes a lot of energy to stay up there.
But USA are obviously winning, and they look a different unit to me. They look more together. They're all sat in the crowd when the other guy's playing. There's a lot of fist pumping going on. I think it's going to finish 6-4 tomorrow, USA.
What? Oh, you went with USA now?
Yeah.
You jumping on the bandwagon.
I'm a changed man.
There you go. Carl has changed his allegiance. It's all happening at the Party Poker Mosconi Cup, and play resumes 6:30 p.m. today UK time on Sky Sports Main Event, and we'll be back for more Off the Rail tomorrow. Goodbye.